are live. Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me just make sure the settings are good before we get started here. Let's see. Perfect. I'm trying to do some new stuff with the my background. As you notice, it's a little bit different above me. I'm gonna try to have. I hate to have tickers on the when I'm doing a live show for because it. If you don't know what a ticker is, it's where words are scrolling across the screen, and I know that does make some people dizzy. But I am trying to, if somebody like donates, I have a thing where it pops up, saying, "Hey, you donated." But I was gonna try to have, and I'm gonna see if anybody donates. There should be something that scrolls like it somewhere at the top. I'm still trying to work this out, but it'll have like the top donator for the session, and then the recent donator. I'm trying to work that all in. So anyway, mods, if you can, let me know. If you can kind of just keep an eye up there if anybody donates. I'm just hoping, because I just want to make sure I acknowledge them as much as I can. And anyway, I just set it up, and I don't know if it works or not. So I just wanted to put that out there. Anyway, welcome everybody. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much. I am Chris with Monsters Under Our Bed. We cover true crime, mystery to the missing. Today we're going to be going over more details on the Elijah Vue case. As a missing 3-year-old, missing out of Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Has been missing now for just over a week now. But we always like to give back by featuring the missing along with Elijah Vue. So we're going to quickly jump over to this one here. And this is a request from a family member. This is Alana Turner. She went missing almost a year ago. Missing out of Tomball, Texas. Last seen near Decker Prairie Rose Hill Road. She was last seen wearing a bright pink dress. She was 27 years old when she went missing, 127 pounds, 5'4". This is the dress apparently she was last wearing when she went missing. And looks like she does have one tattoo on her right collarbone. And this is the kind of approximate area. So this is kind of a close-up of Texas. This big city towards the bottom is Houston. So she went missing kind of northwest of Houston in Tomball, Texas. So anybody out there has any information about Kay, you can call 713-221-6000. And then I got one more real quick, and then we'll get into Elijah. This is another child that went missing, actually a teenager, autistic 15-year-old from Hendersonville, Tennessee, 5'5", 120 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and framed glasses. Not wearing any shoes. Let's see, what are the details? Details are, he's believed to have left his home between midnight and 6 a.m. on Monday, February 26th, so that was 2 days ago, when his mother went to wake him for school. Sebastian loves to hide and loves water. Oh, that's not good. Local residents are asked to check out buildings, landscapes, stairwells, vehicles, etc. Again, this is Sebastian Rogers, missing out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Just a 15-year-old little guy. So it's tragic to see that. And Karen, I know you sent me another one. I'll get to that, and I'll feature them on Friday's show, unless they're found. And if you have any information about his whereabouts, please call 615-451-3838. Okay. Oh my gosh. Copper Horse. Here's the test. Let's go. Good evening, everybody. I didn't, because I was reading when it, did anything pop up? Did anything like scroll across Let me know, chat. If it didn't, I feel terrible. But thank you so much, Copper Horse. If it doesn't work, I will get it working. Let me know in the chat. Thank you so much, Copper Horse. That is so awesome. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough for the support. That is truly, truly amazing. And we got Angie, now a member for 5 months. Happy Wednesday, crew. Thank you so much, Angie, for being a member for 5 months now and supporting this show. I'm just checking here. Okay, that popped up. Did anything scroll across? No scroll, nothing. Okay. I'm gonna play a video and see if I can tweak it. There's got to be something There's always one like little button or switch that I've got to set in these, and I probably missed something. All right, let's get going. If you're not familiar with Elijah Vue, I'm gonna quickly play this video. It's the video I put out yesterday. It's actually doing pretty well. I just want to say real quickly before I play it, I know there's a couple of things that are wrong in the video. I mentioned he's the only child. That was reported early on, and I even have the thing showing where it was reported, because apparently he does have a sister. And yeah, I think that's the big one, because when I put that video out, I had a lot of comments saying, no, he's not an only child. So anyway, let me play this for anybody that doesn't know the story, and then we've got a lot of stuff to go over. And again, one more time, thank you so much, Copper Horse. And I'm so sorry if that did not work. I will get it working.
For Elijah Vue, News Chopper 12 flew over Calumet County today as the FBI and police combed through a landfill in Hilbert.
That's nearly 40 miles west of Two Rivers, where police say Elijah was last seen. That's where 12 News' Kendall Keys is live tonight. Kendall, authorities have 2 people in custody.
Elijah's mother and another man who lives in this apartment building where investigators have been searching and collecting evidence. Right now, both are in custody. I'm told both are held on child neglect charges.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover true crime, mystery to the missing. This is Elijah Vue, a 3-year-old boy who is an only child. His mother, Katrina Baur, 31 years old, seemed to have custody of her son, and his father, Jesse Vue, was recently incarcerated before his disappearance due to unknown and unrelated reasons. It seems Elijah's mother, Katrina, was living in Wisconsin Dells, but was dropping her son off at the apartment complex in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, nearly 150 miles away. The renter, Jesse Vang, 39 years old, was apparently Katrina's boyfriend, who he also had a young son living there at the time. Katrina would drop her son Elijah off for long periods of time for disciplinary actions. This discipline was off and on for about a month prior to his disappearance. Jesse Vang was the enforcer, and the mother was aware of his quote-unquote tactics for discipline that would often go on for weeks at a time. His punishment would include forcing poor Elijah to stand and pray for 3 hours. If not, he would threaten the boy with a cold shower. This was a so-called boot camp for the boy, according to the parties involved. Jesse Vang also has a dark past, where he spent several years in prison for dealing some hard drugs. Sadly, the family and friends who actually loved Elijah would have their world turned upside down when they learned that little Elijah was reported missing on February 20th, sometime in the morning after the caretaker, Jesse Vang, called 911 to report Elijah missing.
For 3-year-old Elijah Vue, here is his picture. He is 45 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He has a birthmark on his left knee. He was last seen in Two Rivers on Tuesday morning. In the 3900 block of Mishicot Road in the city, there was a large police presence in the woods just behind the St. John's Evangelical Lutheran Church. That's where we find our Brittany Schmidt live right now. Brittany, what can you tell us?
Efforts, you can see local, state, federal officials line up along the road here on 45th Street and go almost hand in hand into the ditch area searching for Elijah. Eyes clearly focused on the ground, scanning the area for anything that could help them find the little boy still missing. Several others entered the back half of the woods behind the church to start their search.
As the first night of searching would come to a close, the investigators would discover a piece of evidence near the apartments where Elijah was last seen. The next day, the mother and caretaker, Katrina and Jesse, would be brought in for questioning and later charged with child neglect, with more possible charges to come. So what happened to poor Elijah just before he went missing? According to Jesse Vang, this is what he told investigators. Apparently, the mother dropped Elijah off on February 12th and was supposed to be picked up on the 23rd. Vang said that Elijah was sleeping on the sofa in the living room at 7:30 a.m. when he prepared his son for school. He then woke up Elijah to feed him cereal. He didn't change his diaper and told Elijah that he had to stand next to Vang's bed and pray. At some point, Vang said he shut the door and fell back asleep around 8 a.m. Vang then woke up nearly 3 hours later to find that Elijah was missing. He called 911 at 10:59 a.m. to report Elijah missing. During the interview process, the mother, Katrina, would change her stories, and at one point originally said that she was staying at her home in Wisconsin Dells during this time period, but then changed her story to claim that she did visit Jesse and her son on February 14th, the 16th, and the 17th.
His diaper, and to clean him, he put him in cold water. When authorities kind of talked to Vang, one of the quotes that he gave him was, "It's not like his knees are shaking and about to fall over." Vang kind of described Elijah being there kind of like a boot camp, and he wanted to make sure that the 3-year-old understood that going back home with his mom to Wisconsin Dells should be a privilege for him. So those. Sure, we know that Jesse Vang is the one that called 911 and reported him missing. He told authorities that morning he got up to help his other son, his 15-year-old son, get up, get on the bus, go to school. And when he came back inside, he said that Elijah was sleeping on the futon. He woke Elijah up and brought him into the room with him, shut the door, went back to bed. And when he woke up, Elijah was not there anymore.
The only concrete evidence that has been made available to the public is that they found a dinosaur shoe that belonged to Elijah that he was last seen wearing. This was found in the back of the apartment complex where he was last seen. In the footage, you can see law enforcement searching the dumpsters and the surrounding areas. This is where they found the dinosaur shoe. A few days after his disappearance, it was reported that law enforcement, while working with the FBI, had been now searching the landfill in Hilbert, Wisconsin.
Crossed county lines Thursday. News Chopper 12 capturing exclusive video of FBI agents in hazmat suits searching a landfill in Calumet County. Heavy machinery working near a blue tent. The FBI telling 12 News they're assisting Two Rivers police in their investigation of the missing boy, but would not say what, if anything, they found.
Chief, do you have the suspect right now? And where are the mother and father in all of this?
Sorry, we're not going to take any questions at this time.
They have also been searching the surrounding areas from where Elijah was last seen, with many resources being used. It appears that the two main persons of interest are Katrina and Jesse, and may know more than what they are telling law enforcement. As of now, they are still continuing the search for poor Elijah. As soon as there is more information on this case, I will update you all. I hope you enjoyed today's short video. Please share your thoughts in the comments down below. Okay, so there's a quick update to that case. Let me get this here. Metal Mama Michelle. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. You are so sweet. Thank you so much for the support. And I thought I saw, there we go, Hope 8 Fear gifting 1 Mob Crew membership. Thank you so much, Hope 8 Fear, for the support as well. Yeah, this is a terrible case, very tragic. And so we're going to dive deeper into this. And I know my video had a few mistakes. Just want to clarify, I started making that video like days. I mean, I've been working on it for about 4 days. And I did try to correct some of the things, but in the early days, they mentioned that he was an only child. And I even took one of the things. And I think what it is so if you read this document here, so here are some of the people that are involved. Obviously, you got Katrina, the mother, Jesse Vang, who was, I think, in prison. And I've heard multiple things. So, and of course, I can't use, YouTube doesn't like that word that you mentioned, Cynthia, human, yeah, with the T. So I left that out. And I've also seen where they mentioned Jimmy, the stuff that Jesse Vue, supposedly the father, what he was in prison for. I had seen some people comment or even reported in the news that it was actually Jesse Vang's charges that he had. So that's why I've been trying to, on certain things, I've just kind of left them out. But we will talk about that. But yeah, you can see here, it says Elijah Vue, age 3, was born in 2021 to parents Jesse Vue and Katrina Baur. He is the only child of his father and mother. Now, obviously, now reading that, I think what they're saying is he's the only child of these two. But I think maybe other news reports may have seen this, or maybe this was phrased somewhere, and then they took it and maybe misunderstood it, just like I did, and said that he was an only child. And I'd seen that multiple times early on when this case kind of started. So I do apologize. Now we know that apparently he has a sister who lives with his aunt, I believe is Elijah Vue. Or actually, no, I don't think it's Elijah Vue, because if he's the only child, if Elijah's the only child of those two, then she would probably have a different last name. I don't know on that end. But anyway, and we have Jesse Vang, the boyfriend to Katrina, and then we have Linda Vue, who we've seen do some interviews, who I'm assuming is the sister to Jimmy, since they share the same last name, somehow connected. And then, of course, the aunt to Elijah. And I believe this is the aunt that the sister, Elijah's sister, is living with. Luminous Graham, yeah, effing YouTube and their stupid censoring. Yeah, I was talking to my buddy the other day, not to get off track, because we got a lot to go over. You know, you see unaliving everywhere now. Like, it's not even just on YouTube. You see it, you know, on Reddit, on Facebook, you know, unaliving. And that stemmed from YouTubers having to, because at a time we couldn't say murder or homicide. We can now, it's weird. Now we can kind of say it. If we say it too much, then we get flagged. But yeah, it's stupid. So anyway, here's some context. Now take this with a grain of salt, because obviously, you know, anybody can post anything on Reddit or social media. But this is posted by an Olivia. She claims, I used to live next to them. When they lived in Wisconsin Dells, it was Elijah, his sister, and the mother. I'm not making any assumptions, but Katrina, the mother, would often scream and yell at them and grab them harshly when they would do something wrong. His sister was outside at 3 in the morning one time at the apartment complex wandering around, and a tenant took her back to her mom's apartment. In December, she would have him outside with no coat, just his pull-up. We did inform police about it. But we know how the system is. Yes. Look at Harmony Montgomery, for example, and many others. I hope he's found safe. He's such a precious little boy. So, of course, you have to take that with a huge grain of salt. We don't know. Like I said, anybody could post anything. It does seem like a genuine post because I've seen a lot of stuff over the years that's fake. And this seems pretty genuine. And maybe this incident with the sister wandering around at 3 a.m, maybe that was why the aunt took his sister. I don't know. If anybody's local and knows any more and like to share, and if I get anything wrong, please correct me. I am not perfect. I do make mistakes. So this is what I wanted to talk about as well, because I've seen Jesse Vang, his criminal past get mixed up with Jimmy Vue's past, the father. But yeah, here is his list. So Vang is suspected of child neglect. Vang is on federal supervision on an other unrelated charge. The DA claimed Vang was the actor that was here in the community dealing with the victim, utilizing and disciplining the tactics, as well as a lack of care, referring to Elijah. Vang has been incarcerated multiple times in the past. In 2017, he was federally convicted of conspiracy to distribute the M word. He was, and I can blow that up if you're not sure which drug I'm talking about. He was incarcerated for about 6 years due to that conviction. Other previous records include OWI, felony bail jumping, aggravated battery, disorderly conduct, more charges, and then, of course, this one, which is going to probably upset a lot of people if they didn't know already. Yeah, he already had a previous charge with that. And then here's a list as well of his stuff here. But I had seen where this was posted, and this was claimed to be what Jimmy's record was. So that was kind of confusing. So moving on, let me take a sip here. Let's see, we've got, oh wow, we've got 500, almost 600 people in here. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this show. So this is something that I was looking up earlier today, and this kind of scared me. Because we know that they've been searching landfills. And so I wanted to look up when is the trash day. And so I pulled up the city of Two Rivers, their garbage days, and, which areas, of the week is the trash picked up. And as we can see, it's not Forest Glen Apartments. He's in an apartment right next to Forest Glen, but obviously right there where that ping is. And as you can see, that is in this box here, which is a Tuesday. So the trash is picked up on a Tuesday. And sadly, February 20th was a Tuesday. So I'm hoping that's just a strange and terrible coincidence and not a connection. But I think that could be one of the reasons why they went for the landfill. And maybe they know, obviously they probably know more than us. And but it makes me wonder if this was not a coincidence. So this is a shot from that night, February 20th, the day he supposedly, Elijah went missing, here on the left here. This is the apartments here. And we'll talk about the apartments. We're going to look at more into these as well. But here was, as you can see, it's dated February 20th. And it appears that the garbage had been taken out. Because, I mean, you would think this thing would be full, because it was supposed to be picked up on Tuesday, you would think there would be garbage all around it they would be digging through, and that would have been caught on cameras. And I could be wrong, but I mean, it looks like there's just, and I can't even tell if this is a bag or it almost looks like clothes almost. But that worries me. That means it's quite possible that the garbage was taken. And we're going to look more into that here in a bit, because it's interesting that he called 911 at 11 a.m. And I think the garbage man starts coming at, I'd have to look it up, I think around 8 a.m. It might be even a little bit earlier. Somewhere around there. And this is another thing, one thing that we kind of know, and they haven't officially, the news reported that this was a shoe, and we could tell this is a red dinosaur shoe, and I did find out what kind of shoe this was. And it's curious, was the shoe purposely planted outside to make it look like he ran out? And that way, you know, wherever they find him, you know, Jesse can claim, oh, well, he just ran out, you know, and whatever happened to him, you know. Yeah, he would still be charged for child neglect and whatever, but, you know, it wouldn't be, you know, obviously homicide. And so I did want to take a look closer at where this shoe was found. And I did discover, because I knew it was around this area, but it actually surprised me where they found this shoe, and I'm going to show you, because I mean, I'm pretty darn close where I'm pointing, but I think I figured out pretty much exactly where this shoe was found, and I wanted to share that as well. And we'll go back to the garbage in a minute. But this shoe, it's a slip-on shoe. Maybe, I don't know if this is like got Velcro on it or something. You can see the wrap. You can see how the wrap is kind of hanging over. And here, this is the shoe, and it comes from Walmart. And I believe, 99% sure this is the shoe that Elijah was wearing. And here is the official statement by them. Officers believe he may have been carrying his favorite red and white plaid blanket, and had asked locals to keep an eye out for this as well, and the red and green dinosaur slip-on shoes he was wearing. And clearly, I mean, that's clearly a match, and that's a slip-on. Are they Velcro? Yeah, I would think, yeah, with the wrap over, it's probably Velcro to kind of tighten it. I know I could have probably looked up the description. So here's video, because like I said, I wanted to look deeper, see if there was anything else that stood out from that night that they were looking for evidence, and exactly where they found it. And like I said, I was close, but I think I figured out exactly where it was discovered, because I thought it was close to this building, but it's actually the apartments, and I'll show you guys here. Taken a little bit more to the right of the angle, so I couldn't perfectly line this up, but we can see that this all kind of matches up to where they're at. Now, of course, it's winter time, so this tree is not obviously got all the leaves and whatever on it. It's just branches, bare branches. And you can even make out the red tarp, or the blue tarp, and of course the green building, and it all lines up. But the shoe, I was looking at this further. We can see like a little branch that had fallen down, but there was something that stuck out, because it looked like this was the, because there's two buildings. And here, I'll just pull this up since we're here. There's two buildings back there. We have this building here, or a little shed shack or whatever. And then there's another one. I'm assuming maybe this is for like the maintenance guys. Maybe they keep their maintenance stuff in here for the apartments. I could be wrong, or some storage, some extra storage. I do not know, but it looked like they had found the shoe right here, somewhere around in here. But actually, when looking at this video closer, I did discover something that stood out to me. So yeah, again, I thought it was right there, but as we look at this video, there's going to be a couple things that stick out. And so notice these guys right here, the gutters that are coming down. And as you can see, it comes out off the ground, about a foot off the ground, angled down here. And we can actually see that in the video. It's right here where it's angled down. We can see that and right here. So it goes up. And then we can actually see a tree to the right as well. So we have the gutter that's kind of sticking out. Once again, you can see the gutter here. I know the guys are kind of standing in the way. So they're bagging that shoe. Here's the gutter. You can see it clear as day right there. Here's the gutter. And then we can kind of see this little bush tree right here to the right. And then, of course, we can make out the brick. Obviously, this is brick. So this shoe was actually found. Yeah, drain pipe, from the gutter. Yeah. This was actually found. I'm 90% sure it was found right here. Because you can see the stick. And then I'm assuming maybe, because this was taken about a year ago, I think. We can look and see. October 2022. So about a year and a half ago. So that bush could have grown a little bit more because it is a little bit taller. But to me, it looks like this is where the shoe was found. Which is interesting. Because it was sitting right there at the apartments. This is the apartment complex that Jesse Vang lives in. Right here, let me center it a little bit. And so I wanted to look up because I was trying to figure out which apartment was his. Which side was Jesse Vang's, just to kind of get an idea. All we know is that this complex has eight rooms. And I can't zoom anymore, but you can see the mailboxes right here. So this is a 2-level, and it's got 4 apartments on the bottom and 4 apartments on the second floor. His apartment was 102. What we can tell from that is that means there would be apartment 101, 102, 103, and 104, and then most likely a 201, 202, 203, and 204. I've lived in apartments most of my life, and that's usually how that goes. So I'm assuming with his apartment number being 102, that's on the first floor. Now that means it still could be on any one of these sides. There's basically 4 sides, 4 apartments, and then same thing on the second floor. But interesting that shoe is sitting right there, and it just makes you wonder, how'd they miss that? Unless it was like really hidden. You would think they would be able to find that sooner, because it's sitting right here. And I'll play that one more time. Let me know if you got any theories in the chat. But someone shared in my video that they lived close by. And if I get time, I'll have to look up the comment. But they believe that that shoe was planted later on in the day by Jesse or the mother, or maybe a third party. Because, I mean, the shoe, as we're seeing it, I mean, it looks like it's just kind of sitting there out in the open. I mean, there's a branch there, but it's not like got leaves. And the shoe's kind of bright. Just kind of makes me wonder how they would have missed that in the beginning. Unless they just kind of went spreading further out and didn't really search the property, the apartments that well until later that night. But I thought that was kind of interesting that, that shoe was actually just sitting right there. Let me check chat here. And we've got over 700 people. Thank you guys so much again for taking the time to watch the show. So I wanted to go over that and then start kind of going on some theories here. Pull this back up. Where do we leave off at? Okay. So anyway, just to recap if you missed, the one thing I did mention that was kind of disturbing is that the day he went missing was garbage day. And we'll kind of circle back to that here in just a minute. But, we have, of course, the probable cause for Katrina. And I'm going to read part of this statement because I feel like there's might be something in here in this probable cause. So I'm going to read number 5 here. Detective is aware that the pursuant to search warrants, law enforcement did conduct forensic extractions of Jesse Vang and Katrina cell phones after they consensually turned over to law enforcement. Based on the analysis of the cell phones, specific location data obtained. So they know where these guys were at to a certain degree, it sounds like. Law enforcement obtained information that contradicted Katrina's statements that she had not been in the Manitowoc area. In Manitowoc County, Two Rivers is in Manitowoc County. So more or less. And she denied being there on February 16th and the 17th. And remember, she dropped him off on February 12th. And he didn't go missing, supposedly, until February 20th. So she lied about going there. And let me read this last bit and then I'll explain. Law enforcement located messages between Vang and Baur at approximately 6:39 p.m. and 6:49, February 17th. She showed up, and I'll pull up the next page. On February 16th, she showed up kind of later in the evening. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But why would she need to lie about seeing, going over there on the 16th and 17th? I mean, again, if he went missing on the 20th, days later, why would she need to lie about that? Unless there's something more to this, which we're going to get into here in just a minute. But I felt like that's definitely a huge red flag. So it seems like something went down on the 16th or 17th, or I think 17th. Here's the rest of this statement. Law enforcement located messages between Vang and Baur, so Jesse and the mother, at approximately 6:39 p.m. and 6:49 on February 17th, where Vang, the boyfriend, tells the mother that he is angry at Elijah because he overfilled his diaper, and Jesse, the boyfriend, gave Elijah a cold shower. Vang noted that the victim was clean but scared. So these are messages that they found between the mother and the boyfriend. And we're going to see in the next one that she showed up on the 16th on the evening and then left early February 17th. So I thought that was interesting that she's lying about these two dates, and there's a message between them where he was angry at the victim. So was this kind of like the catalyst, and she knew that, and that's why maybe she was lying about February, those 2 days, because maybe that was the breaking point. Just speculation, of course, but again, why would she need to lie about those 2 days? Perry says, I think there's been ongoing ill treatment of the child. She was aware of it, but is trying to distance herself. 100% agree. 100%. 100%. Now we talk about the last time the mother physically, that she claims saw her son. Excuse me. She said the first time, let me go ahead a little bit, because they kind of talk about the past. Detective said, while talked about this past week, she admitted she had been in Two Rivers on February 16th. She said she left Wisconsin Dells around 6 or 7 p.m. and arrived in Two Rivers late at night. So the mother left her home in Wisconsin Dells and drove 150 miles to see her boyfriend, and claims she saw Elijah on the couch, but he was tired. So before that, she hadn't seen her son since February 14th, although we don't know. She says she was there on February 14th, but I don't know if she saw her son because it doesn't mention it. So either the last time she saw him was either February 12th when she dropped him off, or February 14th when she came a few days later. But the last time she saw Elijah, according to this, was on February 16th late at night, and he was on the couch but tired. And then she claims she left early morning on February 17th. And then remember, February 17th, apparently after she leaves, there's text messages between her and Jesse, where Jesse is upset because he had overfilled his diapers. And he's a 3-year-old. What do you expect? So it seems kind of interesting. There's definitely some red flags here. And I think there's more in these statements that could be picked apart. Now to the stuff that they used that really shocked and surprised me. It makes me wonder if they were building some kind of narrative. So obviously a lot of shocking statements about what the child was going to Jesse for. This was a boot camp. He was being sent there to be disciplined, so that when he comes home, he would know that it was a privilege to come home. A 3-year-old supposed to understand the meaning of privilege. Not that kids can't learn early, but to fully understand privilege. It's kind of wild. But the fact that they're doing an interview with Jesse, and let me know your thoughts in the chat, but the fact that he's telling them, being forthright about this was a form of boot camp, using words like boot camp and punishment. And I wonder if they were telling this as a way to make it look like, they broke Elijah and that Elijah was forced to run away. Let me know what you think in chat. But this kind of feels like they're trying to plan some kind of narrative, because it's just wild that they would say some of these things. Like I said, using words like boot camp, interview and punishment. I mean, punishment. I mean, I kind of understand that, but boot camp is like, I mean, that's unheard of for a 3-year-old. Decent. And I think, yeah, some folks should not be parents. Yeah, I think many would agree to that statement. Right. Always late. Most mamas who hadn't seen their child in a few days would run to hug them. Exactly. That's what I found in that, when she's talking about the last time she saw her son. Yeah, he was on the couch tired. And that's it. That's all she says. She doesn't say, oh, he was looking good or anything like that. Yeah, I saw Elijah. He was on the couch. He was tired. Yeah, so kind of very, very disturbing. But anyway, and what I'm trying to say is to build this narrative that he, because if they did, and I hope this didn't happen, if he was at the breaking point, say Jesse was, and something terrible did happen and he broke and took his life, and then maybe disposed of the body, which I hope that is not the case, but just thinking of a scenario. Now they need to make it look like, he ran off. Is basically what I'm trying to say. And so now, when they're getting interviewed, they're using all these crazy statements, boot camp, punishment, as a way to make it look like the 3-year-old, even though he is 3 years old, had enough and was trying to get out of there. Pull this back up. Let me get this one last statement here. But yeah, if we look at the garbage can, it's not very tall. And again, you have one that's sitting just outside the apartment. And let's just read his last statement, because I wonder if there's anything else that's in this. But I think that's it. So the last time, let me see, is it this one? Yeah, right here. So according to Vang, he woke up at 7:30, prepared his son for school. At that time, he saw the victim sleeping on the futon sofa in the living room. Vang took his son to the school bus stop and locked the apartment door. Interesting that he stated that he locked the apartment door. Upon returning to the apartment, Vang found Elijah still sleeping on the sofa. He woke Elijah up. They ate breakfast. They had cereal. Then he went to Vang's bedroom, where Elijah was told to stand and pray near the foot of Vang's bed. He did not change the victim's diaper because he was too tired. So I think that's kind of interesting that he mentions that he's, he's tired. He's not changing the victim's diaper. Let's see. Go back to, where is the last statement? Okay, here we go. So then the child is supposedly praying by his bed. Vang stated that he shut the door and Vang fell asleep. So this is where I'd like to know when he shut the door, because he says before that he brought the child into the bedroom. So did he shut the door after the child was done praying? Because usually the child's supposed to pray for 1 to 3 hours or whatever. But he says he shut the door. And then he also claims that there is, a regular lock and then a deadbolt. And then he's got the chain lock, which is supposedly up high. And he fell asleep, and then he woke up 3 hours later, and the victim was gone. I don't think that boy made it out there on his own, but he's trying to make it look like that. But I think it's interesting that he didn't call until 11 a.m., according to him, because he was asleep. But going back to, and I hate to mention this, and I only mention this because they're searching the landfills, but where is it? There it is. Once again, here is the days that the garbage is taken out. So I wonder if that area, if the garbage is picked up before 11 a.m. and he knew that and was waiting to call 911 until after the dumpster had came, or the trash had been emptied, and then of course called right after, and then maybe kept his shoe and then planted the shoe afterwards close to the apartment to make it look like the boy did just wander off. Let me know what you guys think in chat, and if you guys have any theories in that. Yeah, that without milk, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, and I do remember feeding some young cousins at that age. Puzza says 3-year-olds have no concept of time and place. They know that they have to feel sad and lonely, but they don't realize that it's homesickness. They don't realize that they miss mom. Yeah, so young. Just reading chat. Sensei, that man has a criminal record that is quite shocking. Yeah, and if you guys missed the first part, here is some of his past. Some of it I can't mention. Where is it? Yeah, here. I'll just pull it up right there. But yeah, here's his charges, and of course, one of the big ones is this one right here. The child harm that he had, and it even says that he was supposedly on federal supervision. I'm not sure if it was unrelated to that, but yeah, once again, this poor child should have never been under the same roof as him, and it feels just like Audrey Cunningham all over. My son was 2 and got out with every neighbor looking. He was 4 blocks away in Fort Worth. I fainted when they brought him back. Little fellows can move. That's so true, Howard. Covering David Pilates, there's been some stories that they can travel miles, which is kind of wild. Right, how could he reach the chain lock? Exactly. Yeah, I think, I don't know. Like I said, the fact that they're searching that landfill, I mean, and they were searching that landfill like, it felt like the day after, maybe the second day he was missing, or second or third day he was missing, they were searching the landfill. Actually, I can pull up the news report. Maybe they'll mention it here.
The search for missing 3-year-old Elijah Vue crossed county lines Thursday.
So that was posted February 23rd.
News Chopper 12 capturing exclusive video of FBI agents in hazmat suits searching a landfill in Calumet County. Heavy machinery working near a blue tent. The FBI telling 12 News they're assisting Two Rivers police in their investigation of the missing boy, but would not say what, if anything, they found.
Chief, do you have the suspects right now? And where are the mother and father in all of
sorry, we're not going to take any questions at this time. Thank you.
The search follows a news conference Wednesday night with Two Rivers Police where investigators refused to take questions and revealed very little about the investigation. 12 News learning police arrested Elijah's mother, Katrina Baur, and another man early Wednesday morning. They're currently being held on child neglect charges.
So yeah, they were searching that at the very least day 3, if not day 2, because let me see. When I pull up that post, I can see that it's published February 23rd. Continued Thursday. That was Tuesday when he went missing. So yeah, either Wednesday or Thursday, they were already out that landfill. So again, like I said, I hate to, and I hope it's just coincidental, but the fact that the garbage day was Tuesday, as that was this kind of was the breaking point on that 16th or 17th. The fact that the mother came out there, and yeah, like someone said, why would the mother show up there unless, like a booty call or something? I hate to mention that, but Shannon says, Mob Crew, if you would like the father's information, let me know. I can send you stuff. Sure, yeah, if you could email me, Shannon, that would be awesome. I have 2 free websites you can use as well. I was a probation agent here for a long time. Oh, wow. Thank you, Shannon, for the gracious offer. And yeah, it'd be nice to see some with the father and Jesse Vue. I mean, I've heard some terrible stuff about the father. But then again, I've seen stuff posted that was supposed to be the Jesse Vue stuff, but it was actually Jesse Vang's criminal history. So that's why I'm like, I might hold off, because there has been some stuff that's been mixed up. Yeah, a lot of people saying that, Quentin. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, now I'd be curious to know. Obviously, I think I'm a huge witness, depending on his, mental abilities, and whether he saw the victim. I guess I think the big player in this is gonna be. Let me pull it up here. Where is it stated here? Yeah, his autistic teenage son. So, which I believe is 15. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to know, if he did see anything, because I think that would be a huge witness to know whether he was even, sadly, still alive on that morning, or if something had already happened. That's what I thought the visits were, Chris. Oh, yeah, what I talked about. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading chat here. Yeah, psychological damage would have been seen if CPS had been intervened. Yeah, we see that a lot. There's so many cases that fall through the cracks. Yeah, his real dad's in prison. And I've heard some terrible stuff. I'd seen something where it said Jesse Vue wasn't going to get out until 2031. Let's see. Yeah, so the father, Jesse Vue, I think I had seen something where it stated that he, I believe, in prison and was not going to be getting out until 2031, which, it's going to be a while. We have 750 people in here. We started at 5. I think it went a little bit faster. Let me check to see if there's anything, any updates real quick. And then we'll recap. But I was going to cover... Oh, I don't know why I'm typing up YouTube. I was going to cover Idaho 4. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking at something. But there wasn't too much to talk about. I may just do a short video on that. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So I think this is from the public. Today we expanded our urban and... There's fireworks going off. I apologize. Today we expanded our urban and rural neighborhood canvas and continued searches of our waterways and shoreline. Canines were also checking out and rechecking various areas, which is huge because covering missing people, a lot of times they're found in places where many people had searched before. That's sadly a common thing. Please continue to call our tip line. This would be a good thing to get out there because I'm sure there might be some locals watching. 844-267-6648, which is the Crime Stoppers. Looks like they have an app as well. Of course, the reward is up to 15,000, which is much better than 1,000. And yeah, unfortunately, the press conference, if you guys did miss that, they didn't really release anything other than that the reward went up. They're still looking. I had seen that they are looking for volunteers. But I would look in the Facebook groups and stuff like that if you're out there and want to look. But one last time, if you missed it earlier, I'll just go over it quickly. The one piece of evidence that was found was a shoe. I knew it was back here somewhere, but then after looking at it a little bit closer, I realized that it was actually right against the apartments. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm still going to see if I can look, trying to figure out which side is Jesse's apartment, because his apartment's 102. There's 8 units, I should say, 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top. His building is 102, or his apartment number is 102, so obviously that would be, assuming that would be on the bottom floor. I'd just be kind of curious to know if this was against his apartment. That's what I'd like to know. I don't know how much more that would really tell us, but so anyway, I think that's about it. Oh, February 14th. Oh, that's right. Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah, that's why she did go out there. I didn't even put that together. Yeah, she did go out there the 14th, the 16th, 16th into the 17th. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. She was confronted about being in Two Rivers on a different day. She admitted she was in Two Rivers on February 14th. For a period of time and then went back home. Yeah, so that was Valentine's Day. Interesting. But again, the fact that the mother lied about... I mean, what would be the purpose of having to lie about going out there on the 16th and 17th? if he went missing 3 days later, I still feel like that has to be a big clue. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Yeah, that's why I mentioned it, Sherry. Was he tired and sleepy, or was he already gone when Mom seen him? Right. I said that there's something fishy on that day as well. Don't believe he wandered off. I don't think so either. I mean, he had his blanket too. He supposedly had his blanket. And I know, children of that age have their like favorite blanket, and they will not, I think I wasn't that kid. I know a lot of my cousins, they had like their favorite blankie and they couldn't go anywhere without it. I didn't have that problem. I mean, not saying that's a problem. I didn't have that. Maybe I just didn't get the right blankie when I was a little guy. But yeah, you would think if he wandered off, that blanket would have been found somewhere nearby at some point. Especially depending on how big it is. I mean, I guess we don't know. Be interesting to know how big that blankie was. Because you would think you would eventually find it placed down somewhere. See, okay, so this is, and I forgot, I've kind of hinted at this, and this is why I was talking about the garbage day, is placing it, I mean, it's not right next to the dumpster, but it's nearby, and you look at the dumpster, and I mean, it's not, I know there's a lot of moms out there, this particular dumpster does not look that big. I mean, it's tough to tell, but it's definitely a little bit shorter than the average dumpster. I can just tell, because we could look at another one, and I can tell that's definitely a little bit shorter. So, and usually I did see this where the lid was open on both sides. So, were they going to try to make it look like he escaped, and then, what? Now I'm having a second thought as well. No, because then the window would be open. That would be stupid. I was going to say, be interesting if the shoe was found near the side that Jesse's living in, and it was by the window, because notice there's windows on each side, and is he going to try to make it look like the boy went out the window? Because, yeah, there's window right here. Window right here. Although we don't know if this is his apartment. There's a 1 in 4 chance it could be. And the shoe being found right here. Trying to make it look like he came out the window or something. I don't know. But then the boy would have to shut the window. I don't know. It'd be a stupid. It would really sound stupid. But, just like with the Audrey Cunningham case, clearly that guy was an idiot and a monster, of course, and, trying to throw the mother under the bus. So, anyway. You mean the boyfriend, Olivia? Has the boyfriend's apartment been searched? I would think so. I would assume so. Yeah, diapers that go unchanged. Yeah, we went over the probable cause, and there's mention that he could have been in a dirty diaper for well over 12 hours, which is just absolutely terrible. Checking the chat. Anyway, let me get to these others that I might have missed. Olivia, you're doing a great job reporting these cases. Thanks, Chris. Thank you so much, Olivia. And thank you so much for the $5. Dom, I'm sorry I missed you. I hope you're doing well, buddy. This poor kid. Screw the mom. Yeah. Yeah, I have some choice words for both of them. Thank you so much, Dom. I think a lot of people would agree. Annie, I'm sorry, Clouder. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. Fuza, proud to support Chris and the mob crew for almost 2 years. Love you guys. Yeah, member for 22 months, almost 2 years. That's awesome. And Shannon, becoming a member and supporting this channel. Thank you so much, Shannon. Again, thank you guys so much. Especially for any new subscribers. And again, a huge shout out to Copper Horse for that wonderful donation. I'm so sorry that the stuff's not scrolling like it's supposed to be. I'm going to work on that second I get off. But we're going to keep an eye on this case, of course, as it develops, and pray that, some miracle he's in safe hands. It's now day 8 that he's been missing, 8 days, which is not good. It's end of February. It's still winter. It's cold out there. If he was out there, sadly, overnight without any shelter, and I hate to say that, but he would not survive. He would succumb to the elements, which is just terrible. But so anyway, before we go, let me just pull up his thing, just in case, because there's always the chance. 3 foot tall, 45 pounds, dark brown hair, birthmark on left knee, gray sweatpants. We know they found one of his dinosaur shoes. And then there's the plaid blanket. Be interesting to know how big that blanket is. And I'm sure it's just like the typical blankie. But I would think if he ran off with that, that'd be one of the first items they'd find before a shoe, even. So anyway, I may be live tomorrow. I may just put out a video. I'm not sure, because it's the last day of the month, and I'm trying to kind of make up some live shows. So I've been going live a lot more recently, just because it's been a slow last 2 months. And so that's why I've been kind of going live more. But I'm thinking I'm going to more likely make a video and not go live. But if I do, obviously I'll let the mods know. But one more time, I just want to shout out all the mods. Thank you so much for your hard work. Copper Horse, Jennifer D, Karen, Jocelyn, Michaela, and I know I always forget one person because that's just me. I think I got everybody. They make this community what it is. They're so amazing. Videos, you can email me if you have something, videos. Yep, that's my email there. You can find it in any of my videos. And I did put something out for the Patreons. It was kind of the video we just watched. I'm going to do another video for the Patreons, because that was going to be kind of a preview video, just special for the Patreons. But I ended up putting that out right away, so I may do another video for the Patreons this week as well. So, and that's another great way to support this show as well. Dandy, Copper Horse is a queen. Love, great coverage on Elijah, Chris. Thank you so much. Chris says, I have problems with last sighting reports because they are coming from possible. Yeah. Yeah, can you trust them? Shannon, thank you. Just need a good email address or number. I have good info to share. Yeah, if you could email me, join the mob crew at outlook.com. You can find it in the description, and it's been posted many times. So, wait, found? Hold on. I don't know if you're just referring to something else. Are you referring to something else, Pam? Alright, when I saw found, I'm like, ooh. I don't see anything. Maybe you're referring to something else. I'm just going to look before I get off, just in case. Because that has happened before. Okay, I don't see anything. Alright, you may be talking about something. Oh, they called off the Amber Alert for the one in Minnesota. He was found. Oh, found. Oh, okay, you're correcting yourself. I should have just looked up a little bit more. Okay. Whew. Well, that's awesome. One down, and that was in Minnesota. Okay, yeah, we talked about him the other day. Awesome. There's always a silver lining because there's so many people that go missing, and that's why we try to get back as much as we can by featuring missing people, because sadly it never stops. But there are always some silver linings, and people are found. All right, guys, I love you guys. We'll probably most likely be back Friday, and I'll have a video tomorrow is what I'm planning. So with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you guys Friday.